excited to talk to you today about the FAST opportunity and the problems it solves for TV advertising. But before we get started, I just want to give you some context on myself and Amagi. I'm James Smith, and I lead the Ads Plus team here at Amagi, helping to connect connected TV content owners with global advertisers around the world. Now, I've spent 15 years working in the entertainment industry for companies like Sony Pictures Television and Disney, working with them to create digital monetization and go-to-market strategies for their video content. Most recently, I led the enterprise entertainment team at Meta, building and creating relationships for studios and streaming brands to go and find those consumers around the globe. Now, Amagi sits at a very unique place in the streaming ecosystem. Our cloud-based solutions power end-to-end streaming for leading broadcasters and content owners. Think of us as a glass-to-glass operating system for streaming companies. Now, this includes three core pieces to our flywheel. The first piece is content creation. We help broadcasters and content owners to create and schedule their content up in the cloud. And in many cases, we're moving them off old, costly, on-premises infrastructure, some of which have been around for decades. The second piece to that wheel is distribution. And it's a problem the entertainment industry has been trying to solve for a very long time. Helping content owners distribute their content across platforms, both technically with our self-serve distribution tool, but also helping scale distribution relationships directly with the platforms themselves. And the last and sometimes the most important piece is monetization. Helping content owners maximize revenue for their TV content by providing our own technology solution to help them manage dynamic ad insertion, as well as providing direct demand connections with our Ads Plus marketplace. And we're doing this at a pretty large scale around the globe, connecting brands, broadcasters, content owners, streaming platforms with those advertisers. We work on about 800 content brands powering over 3,000 channels. We're in 40 countries, and we reach about 200 million homes around the globe. So what does this all mean? What is FAST? If you're a bit confused, don't be. I think everybody's a bit confused because there's so many overlapping acronyms in the connected TV space. SVOD, AVOD, BVOD, EST, OTT, MVPD, it goes on and on. But FAST is free ad-supported streaming television, and it's part of the ad-supported video on demand offering, or the AVOD market. So it features pre-programmed linear channels that can be viewed on smart TVs and connected devices for free. Now, analysts are even calling FAST the new cable because of its linear approach and rapidly growing distribution. Nearly half of all U.S. consumers have some exposure to FAST, and we've seen over 84% year-on-year growth in viewing hours alone just on Amagi's platform. Now, there's three key dynamics that are driving the FAST shift. The first is a broader industry trend with just the fact that more than 82% of consumers now own a connected TV in their homes. Now, the rise of CTV home screens has really helped to start to democratize content distribution via apps. In turn, this is rapidly accelerating cord cutting, which we've seen mounting with a tailwind for over a decade now. Now, this leads to the second factor driving the FAST growth. Consumers just want it. According to a recent survey that we conducted, 65% of consumers want ad-supported experiences just to offset those many subscriptions that they have and reduce subscription costs in their household. But it's not just about costs. Massive catalogs of video-on-demand content have now kind of created this paradox of choice. We're seeing a huge desire for that lean-back experience, which is pushing people back to those more traditional formats that we're used to. Now, lastly, FAST experiences have helped to free up distribution, and they've made a wider breadth of high-quality niche channels available to folks in their homes. Think about it this way, anybody from an aspiring chef to a specific outdoor enthusiast that could be around golfing or surfing or whatever it may be, they now have a home for 24/7 content in the electronic programming guide of the EPG. Now, as that trend continues to converge with an increased personalization, that programming guide starts to get really interesting. There's an exciting opportunity for FAST to deliver a much more personalized channel surfing experience than was ever possible with cable. And of course, that creates a pretty big long-term opportunity for advertisers to reach even more engaged and highly targeted audiences around the globe. Now, let's talk about unlocking new opportunities for advertisers. So there's been really two key areas that have changed in FAST, and I think it's the really exciting part of this whole thing. The first we've talked about, which is the fact that it's growing rapidly, and the majority of that content that's coming into these FAST channels is premium in quality. So we've got a new space to play in. But that second part of this entire thing that's exciting to me is that programmatic advertising is finally coming of age, and it's coming of age in the FAST environment. This means advertisers can actually solve for some of the key challenges that have hindered the connected TV industry for a number of years. Now, we've moved the needle in 3 key areas. The first is quality at scale. There's been a lot of fragmentation and lack of consistent standards that's made it difficult to buy quality inventory at scale for years or with any confidence beyond a direct buy. Today's programmatic stack has made it a lot easier and it's a lot safer. Things like ads.txt and new standards have allowed us the ability to feel more confident in transacting on legitimate or brand-suitable inventory across the board. Accessibility and control. Traditionally, it's been hard for advertisers to get full control and transparency of where their ads are running. But new standards from the IAB, including their bidding standards, not only support deep contextual information from show title to scene level keywords, it also gives you other information and criteria such as pod placement. So a lot more visibility and transparency. And the right exchange partner can help you leverage that data to get higher targeting and performance outputs. Now, lastly is engagement. While engagement in fast channels is high, attention isn't infinite and neither is the length of the ad pod. TV has always kind of offered that innovative creative or sponsorship opportunity via direct sales channels, but for the first time, Programmatic is really offering the ability to do things that are more impactful, including scaling in-content ad units that are relatively unintrusive to advertisers and deliver a great deal of impact. These can be overlays or L-bands or picture-in-picture, or even using AI to dynamically insert brands or products into the broadcaster stream. Imagine swapping out a billboard in real time or adding a ketchup bottle or soft drink to a table in a kitchen scene. A lot of this is already being reflected in the growth. That $68 billion industry in the linear TV space needs a home, and FAST will be a big part of that. Analysts predict by 2027, $12 billion will be spent via FAST channels in this rapidly growing marketplace. Now, with all of these innovations, the spends and increase in the scaling in programmatic channels is going to run in parallel. 61% of buyers say they're already transacting connected TV dollars through programmatic channels today, and that's only expected to grow. So, why Amagi? Well, earlier I mentioned that part of Amagi's solution was a CTV marketplace called Amagi Ads Plus. I wanted to end by talking a little bit more about Ads Plus because we've built it specifically to address the opportunities and challenges I spoke about earlier, helping both content owners and advertisers capitalize on the FAST opportunity. Now, the role of any good marketplace is to maximize value for all participants. And Ads Plus is uniquely positioned to do this because of our ability to bring programmatic ad buyers closest to the stream because of our upstream products. Think about it this way. Our end-to-end solutions in scheduling and playout and distribution and ad insertion allow us to add unique value to every transaction and every impression in the Ads Plus marketplace. And we do this in 3 primary ways. First, by leveraging unique data. Again, Amagi owns the market share for CTV content creation and scheduling, which gives us access to consistent, high-quality contextual insights from the source from our upstream products. Now, we take this even further by scaling and supplementing this data with machine learning to further classify the content at the keyword and the genre level. And our inventory is unique, which is super important. Think about how relationships are built out in the marketplace right now. The breadth of the offering that we have is based on our close relationships with content owners that allows us to negotiate exclusive inventory access as part of our software platform agreements. This isn't dissimilar to exclusive inventory agreements for the major streaming partners as part of their distribution agreements. Now, we work to package this inventory and make it available to buyers through all the leading programmatic platform channels as well as through direct ad sales. And lastly, our unique ad formats are really important. Amagi powers one of the industry-leading server-side ad insertion platforms, Thunderstorm. Now, by building on this continued innovation of our SSAI solution, we have the ability to deliver new and innovative ad opportunities into the Ads Plus marketplace. And so with Ads Plus, we've created a purpose-built CTV marketplace designed around performance to help connect content owners and advertisers to reach premium audiences around the globe. We'd love to talk to you more about it, so please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.